I just want to make this quick video, man, about Coach Prime. I think this is going to be a very interesting tale of events. So USA reported that he basically has interviewed for the TCU position and is being considered for the second round. Now, of course, Deion camp has not, they've not confirmed any of that. So this is what you would call good old-fashioned conjecture. And I'm not going to lie, man, I've seen over the spell of social media, we talking Facebook, we talking Twitter, YouTube as well, that a lot of people are not happy behind that. That's it's a tricky thing, man, because a lot of people feel, I mean, and I'll say this, when Deion came into the situation at Jackson, we know that he sold the idea of building something new, building something black-centric, building up a program that'd be like none other. And I mean, if we're being honest, I think he's done that off inception. Like Deion has turned that program into a program that is in the national consciousness level. At the very least, that's where Jackson State is as we are talking, if we're keeping the beam. So a lot of people are feeling more or less betrayed that Deion is even considering leaving 2 years in. And I look at it like this, guys. What you got to understand is that with any person, with people generally do the same thing. When you first enter something, you have the euphoria. So you're basically, you're married to it. It's the greatest thing ever. Think about like being in love for your first time, man. It just was like the greatest situation ever. Like, dang, this is dope. And then with time, you start to see, okay, all right, this ain't so great. and at times you part ways. Now, the way I akin that to this is that when Deion, came in again, he got an opportunity to coach coming straight out of high school, coaching back in Dallas. So this was a Division I program taking him serious as a coach. And I want to let y'all know, guys, that doesn't happen often. I don't care if you're Deion Sanders or not. You don't just get a Division I college opportunity. And I got to give Ashley Robinson, the former AD at Prairie View, kind of happen to know, man. Shout out to Ashley Robinson. He gave Deion an opportunity, sight unseen. Like, yo, come on over. Yeah, we good. And now, this was, if y'all remember things in perfect context, this was around the era of the George Floyd incident. This is when the social consciousness has kind of elevated. And Deion, I guess, saw an opportunity. I can't read that man's mind, but if I'm just looking back, he saw in his way to promote change. And he's done that. Like, Jackson State is a nationally recognized program right now. Jackson State ended up being, top 50, 55 in recruiting with a $1.4 million budget. Guys, and if y'all want context, the two teams around them have like a $20 million more dollars to spend. I think Iowa State and Nebraska, more or less, or Wisconsin are the two schools right above and below Jackson State. So they're competing with teams with a crazy recruiting budget. So Deion has not sold Jackson State University a bill of goods. He came in and promised and are probably going to win the SWAC title. Now, my Prairie View Panthers got a little something to say about that, goddammit. So as we know, it's pretty much going to be a collision course with Prairie View and Jackson State for the championship, both teams being undefeated in the East and West respectively. So I think that's going to be a great thing to see coming forward. However, a lot of people, again, they're just a little pissed off about Deion potentially moving around. And I led in talking about the euphoria. And here's the thing, guys. When you first get the opportunity, it's good. It's everything is everything. But when you get a chance to do more stuff, when you get an opportunity that's greater than the one you accepted, any smart man is going to reassess. You got to reassess. You don't just stay in that lane of that, of what you initially said. And I'm not saying that he's right for leaving after promising he's going to give you all this. But at the end of the day, listen, man, any thinking man, things change once situations change. You change with the situation. And in his mind, he may have given Jackson State all he can give him. Now he wants to go to a prominent level at TCU. They got rid of Gary Patterson. The opportunity's open. And there's been whispers that, money talks. Yeah, come on. TCU going to throw money at him that Jackson State wish they could throw at him. And you can say, yo, Deion Sanders, you rich already. Tell any millionaire you got enough money. Tell a millionaire you got too much money. They'll laugh in your face. That's not how it works, guys. That's not how it works. Me making six figures, I'm like, fuck, I need to earn some more money. Because I just think back, my whole life goal as a young adult was like, I want to make six figures. I want to make six figures. And then when you make it consistently, it's like, this shit ain't enough money. You know what I mean? And so I can only imagine my story comparing to a multimillionaire with all this acclaim, all this accolade. You got to understand too, Deion lives a lifestyle that we'll never know. We'll never understand how it is walking around being Deion Sanders. So you think he don't want to open more doors and be, at a higher profile than he is right now, where he can't use his physical gifts. He can't necessarily just use his mouth. He got to use his resume. So you got to factor all these things in as you go forward. Tice, I will let you on, bro. I'm doing like a live from my phone. I don't think he'll let me on, but, I wouldn't mind you coming on. I'm not doing through StreamYard on this one, but, let's see. Big Spell says money talks too. Oh, absolutely. He said, wait, he's leaving. Well, it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed. It's rumors, and it's rumored that he's going to the second stage of interviewing. So people are reacting, so I'm reacting. I'm fully saying that this is unconfirmed. Deion Sanders' camp did not confirm any of this. I think, damn dog, hold on. All right. Goddamn dog, man. I hate that dog, bro. Anywho, yeah, so it's unconfirmed, but Deion, it's just speculation. So I'm just saying that, and people are kind of commenting, and some people feeling very let down by this. I'm just like, listen, man. That man can do what he want to do, because if we're being honest, if we're keeping it a stack, Deion has over-delivered of what he said he would do. And y'all ignore my wrinkled ass shirt. God damn, I ain't know that shirt was this damn wrinkled. It's kind of bothering me. The dog barking me. But that dog be killing me, man. So, yeah, let's see. So, but he recruited those guys, and he leaves. He takes his recruits with him. I'm sure, well, we know Shiloh and Shadul going with him. We know that much. His boys coming with him. That's for damn sure. But the other guys, I don't know. Well, I would say this. The NCAA has the very liberal transfer portal now. So, anybody can go anywhere now with optimum fluidity. So, I wouldn't be surprised, James Houston in particular, if he went with him. Or I wouldn't be surprised if James Houston got a damn NFL look this year, because he is ripping shit up. He's a little baby Micah Parsons mode. So, I don't know, man. Most coaches, well, let me put it this way. I've seen many coaches take their guy with them. I'll give you one anecdotal evidence I seen. When I played at Stephen F. Austin State University, my coach was Danny Casper. He recently he stepped down from Texas State University over some racial shit. I played under. I don't think he's racist. He's just an old white boy that's how he talks. That's how Coach Casper he a dude with no filter whatsoever. And if you soft, man, you ain't gonna like how he talk. I was soft and I quit the team, but it wasn't because it was nothing racial. He was a piece of shit, kind of, sort of. But when I got older, I understood that I would have loved to play for him when I got older. But when I was 18, I wasn't ready for no dude who he just talked to you any kind of way. I'll be honest. And he even told me one time, he's like, Cliff, God damn it, if I didn't think you could play, I wouldn't fucking say anything to you. And I understood the reference, but I still was like, damn, why you just be like, in my mind, he hating on me. But the 18-year-old man, you live and you learn. Anywho, so when Coach Casper left, when he came to Stephen F. Austin, which was like 3 years before I came in 2002, he used to coach at Incarnate Word. Incarnate Word at the time was a division. No, he came there like 2 years before. It was an NAIA school. It's Division I now. But he brought his best player, Jason Gass, from there to SFA, when I was there. So coaches do that shit. So I would not be surprised if Prime does that whatsoever. Let me catch up on y'all comments. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I know this is kind of an impromptu live, but I just want, because everybody reporting on HBCU, man, and from a cat who played at the HBCU level, I'm not mad at nobody eating, but I do want to share some real perspective as much as I see it, having played Division I at the HBCU level, having played, against Jackson State, and just knowing the culture, being privy to a lot of conversations of people who are movers and shakers in the SWAC. I just want to share my perspective best I can do for you. Let's see. Yeah, I only slightly agree with Barry because we said going to Jackson State. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and so, and you know, and Barrett wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only one. I've seen some people really salty about the mobility of Deion, and I'm just like, guys, you cannot tell a grown man with opportunity what opportunity he should pursue. That's not up to you to decide. What you can do is appreciate what the man has done while he's there. Because I look at it just like, you know, how y'all do politicians, man. You know, I'm not a voter like that. I'm not political. But, I mean, politicians, they come in and overpromise and underdeliver all the time. Y'all do know this, right? Y'all know politicians continuously come in, overpromise, underdeliver. And what you can't say is Deion underdelivered. You cannot say that. Deion Sanders has come and turned that program into, I think they had like, 4 national view games. Games sold out. If y'all remember, man, Jackson State got rid of a lot of coaches in the last 10 years, 15. I remember since being an undergrad, man, Jackson, I swear, because I be in these SWAC boards, they always talking about firing a coach because they're one of the most prominent teams in the SWAC. I got to just keep it a beam. Jackson, Southern, and Grambling. Those usually the big 3. So Jackson, you know, they demand highly of their coaches, and they got rid of a lot of coaches. You know what I'm saying? And so, looking at it now, Deion has been by far the best thing they brought through there. And you just got to appreciate for what it is, because it ain't going to be there forever. It ain't going to be there forever. Let's see that dog. Yeah. If Deion stays at JSU, he would get more opportunities as well. Yeah. Or if you go to TCU and you kill it, because you know he's going to kill it recruiting. I mean, again, number 55 ranked with a $1.4 million budget, that's unheard of. That's unheard of. So he going to kill it wherever he go. So if you remember, Deion was also lobbying for Jackson State to push to get in the Big 12. So Deion thinks on a granular level. So all y'all who want him to stay a big fish in a small pond, good luck with that. Deion has never been that kind of guy. Good luck with that. So honestly, you know, the bigger schools always poach. This has become a black and white issue. What's better for the individual? Yeah. I mean, with any industry, the bigger entity is going to look for things in a farm system that you can pluck from. Anything. The biggest medical practice is going to look for a young, vibrant, good doctor who just needs a home. They're going to go pluck him from whatever hospital he's at and bring him to the show. Whatever good law office, they're looking for new prospects. They got this new upcoming lawyer who's just killing it. He's a student of the game and blah, 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 blah. You're going to go pluck him and bring him to your law firm. That's just how the world works. I'm not mad at Deion if he does that. Now, a little bit of me will be, I'm selfish. I want HBCU sports to be at the vanguard of Division I sports. I want that. I want that with everything in me because it validates my career. You know what I'm saying? I already hold it in high esteem, but like for the average person, they know how good the level of basketball is in the NBA. So I'm good with that. Or NFL, for that matter. So I'm good with that. But I can't sit there and let my selfishness, or let me say this. It was said that the expectation is he got an opportunity to move the culture forward. And I fundamentally disagree with that because one individual cannot change what an institution should do. The SWAC, the SIAC, the MEAC, CIAA. They are the ones in control of being a provocateur of moving the sport forward, not one individual. That's not Deion Sanders' burden. Now, is it something that he can contribute to vastly? Absolutely. We see the ramifications. But he's invigorating that spirit that Charles McClellan, I'm calling you out. You know, I love you. You was my, who is the commissioner of the SWAC right now. He was my AD when I was at Prairie View playing basketball. I love Charles McClellan, forward-thinking guy. So Deion's giving you the alley-oop. It's your job to move the conference forward. It's literally your job. And I don't doubt you can do it. But to put that on Deion when he's just a coach at one school, nah. Now, if you want to make him the co-commissioner of the SWAC, do that. Then we talking expectations are different. Or make a governing body, the HBCU coalition that basically governs over all those conferences or in whatever capacity y'all work out. That'd be a way to permeate over and let Deion sit at the chair. So he basically would just promote the brand of the HBCU experience through all HBCUs. Then you can hold him to a standard, but just as one coach at one school, he got that burden to change the culture. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair at all. See, it does not look good for HBU if he leaves. HBU take a hit after this. Yeah, they will. But in this capitalistic society, you cannot blame Deion for wanting to get paid, want to get more acclaim. Again, we talking about a flashy football player who played two sports, who was always about getting them, to quote Pimp C, getting the most, not the lesser. Drive a compressor. You know what I'm saying? That's what Deion is. Deion is always the most, not the lesser. So you can't expect him just to be this new pious guy who's just about loyalty to one thing and no upward mobility. That's not Deion Sanders, dog. I'm sorry. And he never sold you that that's how he is. Deion is a galvanizer. Deion gonna get you riled up, and Deion gonna look out for Deion, which every man should do. Sorry. That's your only job. He raised two upstanding, prominent boys. He got a DeAndrea. She doing well. That's all you can ask of him of being in this life, man. He raised his kids upstandingly. He's boosted the economy at Jackson State University. He has no more obligation to the world, bro. Sorry. But I understand your point. I do understand your point. Say he should go to USC. Hey, that'd be a good look because USC is in the cellar. I live out here in LA, man, and USC is not the USC that we knew and hate. I can't say know and love. Fuck USC, but yeah. G West. What up, G? What's up, Celine? I stand in it. Oh, man. You always got to stand in it. But yeah, so TCU. Again, Big 12, this is an opportunity again. Now, as well as he's doing at Jackson State, I want to say this, and I just want to be brutally honest. There's still a faction of people who are just going to be like, yeah, but can you do it against real competition? And to me, that's an insult. I understand that. Like, I'm a former SWAC athlete. I can't say this shit enough. Say what they do. No, I'm just saying it's alleged that Deion has interviewed at Jackson State and that he has been considered for the second round, for the interviews, and that he crushed it. Now, his camp is not confirming that. That's I think USA Today picked the story up, and then a lot of people has been making posts about it. So I figured I'd go ahead and speak about it. And so that's what I'm talking about. So again, if it's true, I don't fault that man, because again, like I was just saying, as great as a bang up job as he's doing at Jackson State, getting into the top 55 recruiting class in the nation, we talking FBS and FCS, right? With a $1.4 million budget, which is nothing. His counterparts, one level up and down, average $20 million more to spend in recruiting around the same that Deion's doing. So it just shows you the efficiency he's doing with what he has to work with. Now, does it help with his profile? Of course. I mean, that's the that's the answer right there. You see Deion, you want to go play for Coach Prime. I mean, it is what it is. But that's still him. Like, so we can't dismiss that at all, bro. Let's see. I love it, Thunder. Eli says, I smell some kind of chess move. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, life is about chess moves, man, especially prominent guys. Because one thing is, when an athlete stops playing, a part of them dies, but that burning fire inside them, it never really dies. That's why a lot of them dudes go hella broke, because they still want to try to maintain some level of prominence in regular society, and it sucks when you're not that no more. Come and play it. I played ball overseas professionally, played at Prairie View, played at Stephen F. Austin. Once I was not Cliff the Hooper no more, I'm not gonna lie, man, it took a big ego hit. Like, when I walked around just a regular 6'7" black dude who don't hoop no more, it takes away from a little bit of yourself. So the way you go and reinvigorate that is you go and re-ingratiate yourself in other places where you can be celebrated or talk about something. I mean, here on YouTube, I like being the person who actually played at a high level to talk about sports, because that's something that I dedicated a lot of my young life to. So Deion played at a way higher level than me. You think his ego just died? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. His ego is still there. So you think now, to people saying again, you came in talking about you're going to change all this and blah, 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 blah. True. But like I said, when anything you enter at first is euphoric. You thinking it with your best mind, like the infatuation part. But after a while, it turns into realism. Like, okay, like you say, the chess moves. Now it's like, okay, where do I get myself to the next level? Because the same competitive fire he had to make, Deion Sanders, again, he played 2 goddamn professional sports in one city. Played for the Falcons and played for the damn Braves. Dog, you just don't do that shit. So that same thing that motivated him then is the same thing motivated him now. Come on, man. Your ego's hard. So people always say, oh, you got an ego. Like, yeah, you're fucking right, because that drives you to be who you are. Great, spoiler alert, great people got big egos. You name them, I'll show you a person with an ego. That's just how I go. Now, the game is to temper your ego. You never want your ego to turn into hubris. And hubris is when you fall because of your ego. Now, you don't want to go that far, but ego is what drives above average men and women. Ego drives you. You got to have something internal that pushes you. So as much as, and to my point, as much as Deion has been doing his damn thing at Jackson, as much as Deion has been changing the culture, changing everything from, I made a video about this a few months ago, making the car advertisement video and just boosting the overall product of the HBCU experience. Like, Deion he's given a lot of coaches the blueprint now. You know how you can go into these local businesses, you can promote the brand, you can go and make videos on YouTube, make them fly, make them funny, and people gonna reshare them. He gave you the game. And the game is to be told, it's to be sold, not to be told. Meaning, he ain't gotta give you all this time, man. He gonna give you a finite amount of time, and then he go on to the next thing. So for my own selfish reasons, I hope he stays at Jackson, man. I hope this TCU thing is just rumor. But at the same time, I'm not going to use my selfish feelings to hold him back and to say what he can and can't do or what promise he didn't uphold. I don't think it's right, because if I'm keeping it a stack, if it was me, I wouldn't give a shit what none of y'all talking about. It's with me, my ego, my family, what's best for us. And I'm going to make sure I don't shit on Jackson. I'm going to make sure I set him up to be, thriving after I leave. Because you don't want to do that. You never want to leave somewhere and leave it worse than what you found it. Like Pete Carroll. Like Mike Leach. You don't want to leave a place worse than how you found it. So for everybody who try to talk that shit about Deion, I can name you a cajillion of coaches who left a program in shambles and ran off to another job. Pete Carroll. So that's when you put it in perspective like that, it gets a little corny. When people want Deion to be the messiah of black football, when that's not his burden. That's not his burden. He injected himself into this. He was not like, you know what? I seen people do this to Michael Strahan too. Michael Strahan gave Jackson State some custom blazers for their first game against FAMU. People like, oh, Michael Strahan didn't do nothing for Texas Southern. The year before, Michael Strahan gave the whole program like $1 million worth of equipment, shoulder pads and shit. But you thinking like Michael Strahan is supposed to single-handedly bring Texas Southern University into prominence. That's not his burden. That dude does Good Morning America. Now, he's on a level way beyond HBCU sports. He is on the level of the average American waking up and getting their news intake. Michael Strahan is the face of that. Now, I think, should every alumni, if you got the capacity to give something back, of course, he did that. You can't tell him where the end game should be. He can do it as he so chooses. That's his money. That's his situation. I choose to highlight Prairie View on my channel more than that because I think that's my duty is to highlight the school I went to because, as we know in the SWAC cutting in the hierarchy level, Prairie View getting there. But, if we being honest, FAMU, Jackson State, Southern, Grambling, those are big four. And FAMU just got in, and they're a bigger program than us. I understand that. I accept it. And that's why I tell my Prairie Viewites, like, man, we just got to keep building our shit up, keep doing what we're doing. Because when we stay consistent, we're not seen as Prairie View the losers no more. We're seen as Prairie View like we're going to whoop some ass. And I'll give you an example, man. Coach Prime, when he saw our stadium before he joined Jackson State when he was coaching in high school, he's like, man, I didn't know y'all doing like that in Prairie View. It's out there. Y'all you may better YouTube it. It was like a high school combine for HBCUs. He's like, man, damn, Prairie View, y'all doing it big out here. If y'all never been to Prairie View Stadium, it is beautiful. It's a beautiful stadium. But we just got to keep building, man. We got to make our own legacy, man. We can't be on nobody else's shoulders. We can't be on other shoulders. We have a few soccer scholarships from college. Yeah, man, that's dope. That's a beautiful thing, man. Ain't nothing like somebody showing up at your front door with a national letter of intent saying, I want you to come play for my program. It's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling. It basically validates your whole high school toils or junior college toils or what have you. Like, it's nothing like that feeling. Nothing like that feeling. So I'll wrap it here. But, yeah, man, so Deion, do your thing, man. You earned the right to do what you want to do. Jackson State, we all selfishly want you to stay, brother. But Texas Christian University is the next stepping stool. Which, I mean, y'all got to understand, that's a big jump going from the SWAC to the Big 12. That's a huge jump, man. So I will never tell no person that you don't do what's best for you and your family and your mental. So if your mental says you ready to go TCU, take your ass TCU. Now, here's the trade-off. You go and replace Gary Patterson that's been there since been pimping. So you go over there and you fuck it off, man. You ain't guaranteed to get right, land on your feet at a prominent school. You might have to restart over and you're going to have a little egg on your face. So that's something, too, I want to get out. Like, you got to understand the trade-off when you take a big job like that is that a lot of expectations going to come because, Patterson, he turned TCU into they was in the Conference USA to the Big 12, and when they were in the Conference USA, they were beating major teams. That's why the Big 12 brought them in. Good damn shame for their basketball program. Shout out to my homies who played at TCU. No shade, but it is what it is. y'all wasn't exactly ripping it up on the court. It was a football program, so there's a lot of expectations that follow that. And so Deion, I'm sure he calculates all that before he makes a move. I'm sure Deion is more of a bet on myself kind of guy, which most guys like, us, former athletes are. We tend to not look at the lack standpoint. We look at the opportunity standpoint. So, all those things to be considered, man. So I'm excited just to see how this storyline plays out. I'm going to make a traditional video next time, but I just want to talk to y'all about how I felt, man. But no, I don't think I can add you, bro. I'm going live on my phone. I don't think I can add you, but I definitely would. I might do a video later, and I'll bring you up there. Man, shout out to my boy, Cy Tice, man. If I could bring you up, I would. I don't think I can add nobody when I do it this way. On StreamYards when I can add somebody. But anywho, appreciate y'all for always patronizing the page. If you're not done so, man, hit the subscribe button. It helps a lot. It's very important. Thank y'all for who super chat the channel. Thank y'all for who just do all the support. All those things help me, man. And it's good to see y'all. We're on pretty strong with this stream. Because, I mean, it sucks when you're talking to yourself sometimes, but you got to talk to yourself sometimes, man. The show must always go on. So y'all keep supporting Hoop Jargon. Keep supporting the channel. Keep supporting Jackson State. Keep supporting Prairie View A&M, the SWAC, HBCU, everybody else in between, man. That's all I got, man. Till next time.